fixed it. I'm a genius.
I'm slightly concerned immediately. This is not going to go well.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Today we are gambling. We are going to flip a coin to decide how much we pay for a car. We have had someone who's made an inquiry via our website, carsportformore.com. If you're looking to sell your car, then head there. And we couldn't quite see eye to eye on price. The customer wants 8,600. We want to pay 8,400. And the chap said, well, why don't we flip a coin for it? And I just like that attitude. So I thought, do you know what? We'll do it. We'll send Jason up with Dan to go and collect it. We'll check the car over. And then we will flip a coin to see what price we're going to pay. So I'll leave you in Dan's capable hands to check this car over. And we'll catch up when he's back.
Oh, wow, yes, okay. He did tell me that it was a bit how you doing. Apparently this is a road. As I said to Jason this morning, I haven't flipped a coin in however long. So we'll see how this goes. To be fair, when I flip a coin down here, it would disappear into the mud. God, this is like when I went and picked up, we had a Golf that we bought back. I went to go and pick it up and a guy bought a Golf GT and lived down a road like this. Right, man, I think you needed to buy a 4x4, not a VW Golf. Oh, I could not do this every day, but it's certainly a deterrent if anyone was to come down here. Apparently we're going in here. Oh wow, am I going to make it in here? That was the trailer dragging on the floor. Hopefully matey boy's going to recognise that we're here, because, yes he is, look at that. Oh, I'm already jealous of his property. He's got his own little personal workshop, look at that. I just need to do a quick walk around of this. We'll start it up and all that kind of jazz, and then I understand we're doing a coin flip. Who's independent? Oh, I'm self-employed, essentially. I don't actually, I'm...
He looks more trustworthy.
Oh, come on! It's the cap. 155. Just about run in. I'm slightly concerned immediately, because it's just described as being good, clean. Maybe the alloys are a bit damaged. But as you can see on the driver's door, there seems to be quite a big scuff. That sounds good. Not all rattly and nasty. The chap said it's had a new turbo recently, so that's always nice to know. Typical Disco Sport, the sunglasses holder is broken. They all do this. It's got a panoramic roof, but where's the... Oh, there we go. I forgot to do that once, and when I got back, I did that, and it literally had just a brown coffee stain slap bang in the middle of the panoramic roof panel. It's quite dirty inside. There's quite a lot of mud splashed up things. But as you've probably all just seen with the lane that we've just come down, apparently not. It's supposed to be, this is supposed to be an electric tailgate. Let's try again. It's a 7-seater. Didn't realise. Another one. We're doing all right on 7-seaters at the moment. I do feel sorry if you had to get put in the back of this, though. You're very much putting people in the back of this that you don't like. All the tyre foam kit, little lock-in bits in case you've got to put luggage in here, so that's nice that that's all still there. It works going back down, but it doesn't work going up. That might be a programming issue, but crazed rear lens. Right, straight onto things that we've not been told about. So rear arch, you got needs a new arch. Little blemish there in the paint. That's a hedge scratch, that can be polished off. That can all be polished. That's the kind of stuff that Charlie can do, which is good. You can see all the... He's been driving with the doors open. He hasn't, but that's what it looks like. They look like fairly new discs, even though they've got a little bit of rust on them, but the actual discs themselves have got no lips, nothing. He did say to us that the wheels were damaged. I just noticed this. You got a big old section of paint there that's not great. You got anything around the front? No, that's all good. We got lacquer peel here. There's some paint missing here on the corner of the bumper. I really should remember to bring a rag with me so I can do things like check oil. I would say it's probably halfway through or part way through its service. Just below empty. Just below full. You don't want it just below empty, that would be bad. The other nice thing to see is everything's all dry in here. There's not big old blobs of oil anywhere, so that's good. No, it's nice. Excellent. Let's have a quick look. Make sure it's actually got some coolant. Yep, and it's the right colour as well. So that's nice. They've actually bothered to put antifreeze in there. Right, windscreen looks in good... Oh, no, I was about to say it looks in good condition. It's got a blooming massive stone chip. Oh, dear. So windscreen had to be replaced. A double impact stone chip on this side, which is not repairable. Okay, right. I just want to have a look at this damage on the driver's door. Everyone's now going to say that I've just stuck my middle finger up at them for doing that. That's, yeah, that's not ideal. Gonna have to do another video to Joe and Jason, because I don't think it's as clean as it was potentially described or as we expected. Is it green? A pair of us are useless, aren't we? Well, apparently it's green. This book doesn't seem to have anything of any interest in it. Invoices for, that's for a full service. No, that's fine. That's an MOT slip, another MOT slip, another MOT slip. Is this the most recent one? 2025, there we go. This is the most recent one, because he said it's just had a load of work done to it. Oh, blooming hell. That was a hefty bill to him. That was £1,888 back in the 16th of January. That's a heavy way to start the year, isn't it? Last serviced at 101,669, so only 2,000 miles ago it was serviced. Now it just comes down to the big question as to what Jason and Joe would like to do in regards to pricing. So I'm getting back inside the Range Rover because it's bloody cold. It's not trying to pull the wool over your eyes, they just expect it to have some bits of damage, but obviously we're trying to sell it from a forecourt, so it needs to be really clean. But we've noticed a couple of bits, the windscreen being the biggest one out of all of them. So originally we agreed of £8,200. That's what we wanted to offer. The chap wanted 8,400, so we're going to do a coin toss. Because of the additional damage we found, we've been nice. We haven't decided to walk away or to offer some silly amount of money now. We're still sticking to our 8,200, and we said to the chap, if you want to do a coin toss, we can do it for 8,250 if he wins. And he's happy with that. Just need to go and find him now. He's got rather a big piece of land here. Right, hang on, right, let's go for it.
As well, because I've got to call it in the air.
You got to call it. Like, this isn't going to go well. I'm waiting for my coin toss.
I'm excited about the coin toss.
Right, okay, are we ready?
You know what we're doing? We're doing 80. We're doing 8 grand or 8,2.
We're doing 8,200 or 8,250. Yeah. Okay, right, you ready?
Get it high then.
This is not going to go well. Right.
Heads. He's on it. Come on, baby.
Ready?
Yep.
Heads it is.
Get in there.
There we go. He gets his extra 50 quid. Happy days. And it is officially a heads and a tails on the other side before we get accused. Oh. Ah, that was all right. That wasn't bad. Normally it's a little bit how you doing on that.
Our Discovery Sport is here on the forecourt. It's not fully prepped yet, but the guys have given it a clean in the couple of days while I've been getting around to kind of filming this follow-up. I haven't actually really looked at this car closely, but I can see the scratch that you probably would have seen Dan finding on the car. So, somewhere on me, I've got the key. We'll pull this out and we'll have a look at what we've bought. Right, so, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a quick vehicle score check on this car because I can't remember too many of the details. I got a feeling this is the 2.2 and that's why we agreed to buy it, especially being on 102,000 miles. So we will enter our registration, which is Oscar Victor 15 Yankee Oscar Golf. We're going to check the car. It's going to give us a score from 1 to 999. Ours is 785 out of 999, which it says is very good. We can also check whether it's ULEZ compliant. It's not. That's probably because it's a diesel. Let's have a little scroll down and see what it says about engines. Let's go to specs. Yeah, it's the 2.2, which for me is the one to have. The 2 litre Ingenium is far more risky. These, being I think a Ford engine basically, are pretty reliable. Of course, when it comes to vehicle score, there's loads of stuff you can check out. You can check out the mileage history, you can check out the MOT history. More importantly, if you're going to hand over your hard-earned cash like we did for this car, you're going to want to check the history, make sure it hasn't got a shady past, and you can do that with Vehicle Score. They now offer 2 checks, which is their full history check, which is £9.95, but you can save yourself 20% with my code SHIFTINGMetal20, or they do a full history check with a refund cover. So if your car turns out to have no shady history whatsoever, you get your money back. So you only pay if it turns out your car has got a shady history and Vehicle Score saved you money. No brainer. I don't know how they make money out of it, but they do. Don't forget, you can still use my code on that one as well. Right, let's have a look around the car. You can see we've already got our Barrow Motors plates on it. The guys have been working away on this. It's actually a really nice green colour, and the paint, it has got God's polish on it, Rain, which if you follow Lee at Car UK, he calls it Dealer's Mist. I've never heard that saying before, and we call it God's polish, and he'd never heard that. Got nice black alloy wheels. We have got this pretty horrid scratch in the door here. And usually the test is whether you can polish something out, is whether you can catch it with your nail, which we most definitely can. So that is going to need painting. What else have we got? The rest of it, it's got like a nice deep gloss on the paint. But like I say, it is covered in rain, so we can't tell. I'm trying to remember all the things that Dan said he found on this thing. There's another little scratch on the boot lid there. I'm fairly certain he said the boot didn't work. So find the key again. Oh, we got a very flappy, it's like a broken sandal. I'm sure we could glue that back on. Hey, it works now. I sort of watched the footage of Dan looking at this, and I did wonder if sometimes if someone forces them open or forces them shut, they don't really like it, or sometimes when you press the button on the boot, it doesn't do the power open. Oh, this one does. So, good news on that front. Hopefully, will it do it off the button? It does. Look at that. Fixed it. I'm a genius. At least we haven't got to spend any money on that. We've got nice privacy glass on the back. This side looks all right, other than some scuff through the plastic there. But seeing as this is going to go over for that side to our friend James at J Repairs, he can repair this. Don't ask me how. The plastic trims and things, even the ones that are like stippled and they've got an effect on it, he can get those looking pretty incredible. So I guess he uses some kind of like plastic filler, heats it up, or I don't know, I'm just making stuff up, but he fixes it anyway. I think we're going to have to refurbish 2 wheels because this one's pretty bad. It's been pretty well chewed up and kind of scuffed across the front, and this one has some minor bits on it. To be honest, if it was just this wheel, I wouldn't bother and I'd just touch up along those edges because it is, you know, 10 years old and 100,000 miles and you can get a bit carried away. But seeing as that one needs doing anyway, it's going to go to Western Wheels. Let's just get both of them done. But I have to say, other than that, it looks quite smart on the whole. Interior's quite nice. It fired up and sounded quite good. We got rubber mats. I don't know if all this stuff Dan's already told you, so apologies if he has. But, oh, heated seats in the rear as well. That's a bonus. These are always really popular. Oh, and did he say it was a 7-seat as well? Jason's nodding at me. Jason was with him on the original visit. We got the parcel shelf. It should all be really good news. But obviously we did find some damage that we weren't expecting, which is why we ended up flipping a coin just over the 50 quid. And we paid £8,250. Now, tell you what we'll do actually. Again, because I say I've forgotten all the details on this car. This, to be fair, was one that was dealt with by Jason. I think it was a telephone inquiry on Cars Bought For More, which, to be honest, 100% prefer you do it through the system because that way we've got more information, we've got pictures of the car, we know your location, it's all just there in front of us and we can get back to you with the price. And if it's not for us because it's too expensive or too far away, we can offer it to our trade contacts on our trade platform. So if you're a dealer and you want a free account to be able to buy some of those cars that get offered on there with better margins and lower fees, deal directly with the customer and everyone's happy, it's carsboughtformore.com/trade. But what we're going to do now is have a look at Auto Trader and see what this should actually retail for, therefore how much potential profit we should have if we take into account refurbing a couple of wheels, painting the door, and probably servicing and all that general maintenance stuff. Jason's reminding me there's a chip on the windscreen as well, so we'll have a look at that. Is that going to need a replacement or will it need a repair? Oh no, Dan, I remember now, I did see some of the footage. Dan said that can't be repaired, and Dan used to work at Autoglass, so can't argue, he knows his stuff. it tells us that it has a retail valuation of 12,267. So we've bought this quite well. In fact, let's put in our costs, 8,250. And we've got transport costs, we've got 2 wheel refurbs, we've got the door. I reckon the door, because in the middle of the door, you're going to have to paint that door and then blow it into that door and that wing probably. So I don't know, 350 quid maybe. Let's say 200 quid for transport, that's 550 quid. 2 wheels done, another 120 quid, so 670, then servicing. So let's just say, you know, £1,000 of prep on this thing, which is probably quite realistic. Then we have a potential margin of £3,767, which is very good, but it's not huge for a Land Rover product, to be completely honest with you. Some of you think I'm mad anyway for buying a Land Rover or a JLR product with over 100,000 miles on it. I don't mind them. I've got more trust for them than a lot of people, I think. But you do need to have a healthy margin in case something goes wrong with it. That said, we haven't driven it, so we may as well take it for a little drive, just make sure there's nothing obvious that jumps out at me. I imagine Dan probably drove it, but I'm going to drive it myself, just to keep my mind at rest. So let's take it for a spin. One thing I forgot to check before we got in, I should say, was the chip in the windscreen. It's quite substantial. It's not going to be an MOT failure, but it's not ideal. We probably will have to put a windscreen on this, which I imagine is probably going to be 300 quid on one of these. That 3,700 or whatever's come down to 3,400. And that's if we don't find any more prep on top, which wouldn't surprise me. You know, if it needs brakes, bits, pieces like that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not moaning, I'm just trying to justify that margin, because some people are going to be thinking that's crazy. Brakes are definitely very strong, but that's probably because they got a bit of surface corrosion on them. I think the chap who was selling this to us had said that he was selling it because he didn't really drive it that much. You might give it gearbox service as well. I don't know whether it's had one recently or not, but never hurts, does it? It's on 100,000 miles. I haven't looked through the service history. I'm probably not going to be honest with you. We are flat out at the minute, but by the time you watch this, should be, well, that might not be on the website actually, because we have still got to get paint and wheels done, haven't we? And I'm being very strict about making sure everything's done before it goes on the website. Just keep your eyes peeled in the future. Bit of a creaky door panel or something, but it's not the end of the world. But more importantly, it does seem to drive very well. Nothing. We got a broken sunglasses holder. That's annoying. It was a bit more shut than that a minute ago, but not shut properly. So we need one of those as well. Like I said, I like these 2.2 diesel engines. TD4, I guess, is. I prefer to buy a Disco Sport or an Evoque with a 2.2 rather than a 2 litre. They're just far more reliable. So yeah, that's it really. Quite happy with that. We'll get it in the prep queue. Certainly don't think we overpaid or underpaid for it really. Pretty much bang on the money. Please don't start thinking that every car we're going to buy is going to be with a coin toss. You know, you can start phoning up saying, oh, you offered us £4,000 for our car, but what about we flip a coin and it's £8,000? We're not going to do that. That was just a bit of a one-off. I just thought it sounded quite fun. But as I say, if you are looking to sell your car, try us on carsbought4more.com. Don't forget, we got loads of top-on offers on our shop, insideline.shop. You can buy all of our merch and stuff like that as well, including a lovely Bear Motors beanie hat, which is just incredibly important when the weather's like this. It's absolutely miserable. You can check out all the cars on barrowmotors.co.uk, and most importantly, don't forget our competitions are still running. Currently, in terms of cars, never mind all the other things we've got going, we've got an Aston Martin V8 Vantage up for raffle. In fact, as we pull up on the forecourt, I'll show you that. And we've also got a BMW 330D, both of which you could win for just £2. And if you buy 10 tickets, I'll give you 5 for free. Or in fact, with the Aston Martin, you can get 8 for free until our next video on the Aston Martin comes out, in which case the free tickets will be coming down. And here is the Aston Martin that you can win for just £2. It's currently in its prep stages at the moment. We've had the door painted, The wheels are going to be refurbished. We're going to give it a service and some other bits and pieces that I can't remember. So if you enjoyed this video, then definitely worth checking out that one. Don't forget to subscribe as well, because you'll be updated as soon as the next video comes out on this, which will be us getting this car fully painted and all that sort of stuff, showing you inside the wheel refurbishment place. And yeah, don't forget to like the video. Thank you so much for watching. From me and Tugboat, the guard dog over there in the window, who's very happy to see us back. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.